Everyone, Jennifer Blevins-Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today, I want to talk about the difference between provider credentialing with an insurance and a provider affiliating themselves with a group. I get a lot of questions on the channel about the credentialing versus contracting, and I have videos about that. Specifically, that credentialing is usually for an individual provider with an insurance, right? And contracts, contracting, enrollments, things like that is usually for a group with an insurance plan. And then the two have to come together because you have the credentialed providers over here, you have the group here, and then at the insurance company, you meld them together so that when they look in their system, they see that these credentialed providers are affiliated, it's a key word here, and enrolled with this group contract, with this entity. And so there's two parts to being able to bill out claims to insurance companies as in network. One is making sure that your group is contracted and in network, that it's approved as a group. But you also have to have those providers approved individually, credentialed with the insurance company, and you have to make sure that melding has happened. And when that melding happens, the insurance will give you an effective date of when that provider became affiliated with that group. So a credentialing specialist or someone who's doing credentialing will most likely have two effective dates for a provider listed. They're going to have the effective date that the provider was credentialed on their own with the insurance company. And then they're going to have the enrolled effective date with the group as the other date. Now, sometimes if it's a brand new provider getting credentialed for the first time with the insurance and that group is the reason why they're getting credentialed, it could be the same date. That's totally fine. But just know that the credentialing date for the individual, every 3 years, they have to be re-credentialed from that date or whatever the guidelines are for the payer, but usually 3 years. And then you have that group affiliation date, enrollment date, and that doesn't change unless they leave the group and come back or something like that. But that doesn't change. A lot of people don't understand this. And when you get a denial from an insurance company and it says, we can find the provider, but they're not affiliated with the group, people still aren't thinking about the affiliation part. And they're like, yeah, they're credentialed with the insurance. And then I go, okay, they're credentialed with the insurance, but are you sure they're connected to your group in the insurance system? And they go, yeah, I think so. And I'm like, okay, do you have an effective date that they're affiliated with your group? And they go, oh. And so they have to call the insurance, and 9 times out of 10, they go, oh, no, they're not affiliated with your group yet, or we're still working on that, or something like that. And then you go, oh, shoot, okay, well, we shouldn't have seen that patient with that provider yet because it's not finalized. This is huge. And I know I've said it in my other videos when I've talked about credentialing and contracting, but having that provider's affiliation date with the group is key to being able to submit claims for that provider when they see patients for a specific insurance. You have to have it. Just because they're credentialed doesn't mean they can just start jumping in and seeing patients in your practice yet. You have to have that connection or they're still going to process as out of network. You have to basically have them on your group roster at the insurance company in order for those to process correctly. Again, this is a quick video, but it's just to help clear the air, clear some of the fogginess or the confusion that yes, individual providers get credentialed with insurance companies and they get that date that is followed for re-credentialing and things like that. But if they join a group, they have to be linked to the group on the group roster. If you're a sports person like me, you have to have them on that group roster, and they always provide a group affiliation effective date. And you shouldn't let those providers see patients with insurances until you have that confirmed enrollment affiliation date. Once you have that, they're good to go and they can see patients after that. However, most of the time they won't retro cover. It's the effective date. Moving forward, it will be in network. So you have to make sure that you're being smart about this when you're hiring new providers, you're starting a new practice. The number one question you should always be checking on your contracts is your roster, asking your representative, are all my providers associated? What are their effective dates? And recording that information as well. If you have any questions or comments about this, please leave that in the comments below. Smash the thumbs up button if today's video was helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please share this with anyone whom you feel would benefit. I appreciate the support, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.